Well, hello. Nice to be here this Wednesday morning. And we're going to kick it off with a rendition of Let's Talk About Fish. We've been shipping out seahorses this week, and it has been a gas. We've got these little Pygmy seahorses that are no more than an inch tall. I'll show you some in a minute. I'll have to get some out of the tank. We ship them out five in groups of five. You get five of them in a pikefish and some plants and snails and hermits and whatever else we have sitting around. And it is a joy. It's just so much fun. They're real easy to keep. I have a protocol for setting up a tank that you can put fish into immediately. That is within the first hour or two, really right away. So, if it's, well, I'll get them up here and we'll show them to you. Let's see, we got a bunch of people in here. Let me take this off. I don't need it. Let's see, Roman's here. Hulk Fish Adventures. Fish Adventures is new. Welcome to you, Fish Adventures. Wonderful to have you with us. We're going to give you a wrench. We'll turn you blue. Roman Chirac. Hello, Roman. Excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat this morning. I need to drown him. Go back in the pond, Froggy. Misfit. Hello, Misfit. I am feeling good. Thank you very much. Hulk Logans. Hello, Hulk. What canister goes best on a 125? I may keep one aqua clear on there. With a big tank, I like canisters. It provides adequate water flow, which is a real issue, particularly in a big tank. You need water flow in a big tank. It's more important even than in a little tank. Um, and I don't prefer one canister to another. Frankly, I use whatever is available, whatever I've got. Certainly, there's some that are preferable to others. They all do pretty much the same job. Some of them have a tendency to leak. Um, and I think you just have to find one that works for you. I need to get a little more information on this so I can actually recommend a, uh, a specific brand. I can't do that at the moment. I've not used enough of them to really have a preference. Um, and because I was using what came in at the shop, I used a lot of used ones came in, and they all had problems, which is why they were coming to me. I even had, well, for example, at one point I received about 25. Um, what in the world were they? Golly, about 25 returns that had come back to the rep, and he gave them to me to see if I could do anything with them. Pen plaques. They were pen plaques. And I really never got many of them working. It was kind of weird. It was like they were manufactured in a way that was just, they were warped or something. Never got them to quit leaking, no matter how I fiddled with them. I've had other pen plaques, new ones that worked fine and lasted, for a few years. Trying to remember what others I used. I don't know. I'll go back and research it some for you. I want to do a video on filters, so I really ought to do that, so I can come up with brand recommendations for some of these things. At the moment, I can't. Let's see. Misfit. Hey, Misfit. Good morning. James Green. Hello, James Green. Bateson Genetics. Thank you, Bateson. Amazing is an interesting use of words, Bateson. The last day or two, I have had a resurgence of a spirit that I haven't had in me for many years, which I'm really excited about, because it's something that in the past has allowed me to excel in very exciting ways, and to do things that I otherwise would have frankly been afraid to do. So I'm excited about this. I'm feeling good about this. What I'm thinking though is that it's going to take me in directions that that may be very, very controversial, which I am not above. I am not above being controversial. I've spent my life being controversial. This is a guy who was marching for the Freedom Riders in Kentucky in 1960, doing anti-war protests and getting the attention of the FBI in the 1967 or so, and on it goes. Let's see, Cascade, fixed fish should say, I had a Cascade that ran for 10 years. Motor is still good, but started to leak. Yeah, and if you replace the gasket on them, it doesn't always help. A lot of them crack. You can repair the cracks, but it doesn't really seem to hold. I think I don't know what it is. I think it's the tolerance that they're made with. They're made pretty cheaply, so the plastic, if there's a tolerance problem, the plastic will torque and eventually it'll crack. F6 erase the hang on back, Logan says. On FX6. Fishing in fish tanks with Steve and Alex. I'm doing well, thank you. Good to see you guys. Hulk said it felt great outside this morning. Yeah, it looks nice. I haven't been out yet. Roman, I was able to gift some of my tubbing fish and potted water plants to my sister. Oh, that's wonderful. Is she going to pot? You're going to get her putting an outdoor pond in the spring. It's all this dry air, Hulk says. Yeah, probably. Hey, J-Dog's here. Good morning, J-Dog. J-Dog is my my computer guru. He set up our website, which is wonderful. The next step is I got to get going on this. What did we call it? Let me find the site so I know what I'm talking about. Let's see. I don't know if I can show this to you. The blog, right? Father Fish blog. We're gonna have a blog on the website. I haven't got it going yet. Now let me see if I can. Yeah, if I can show it to you. I don't know if I can do this. Do. Oh no, I can't. Nice trick. I probably can, but I don't want to do it that way. You know what? I can do this though. I'll just move this over. And I'll have it right there. There it is. I'm a little slow this morning, folks. I'm sorry. There it is. Welcome to the SHOAL. When you get on the site, you can click on the top bar or go to the bottom. We've got videos, which if you play them, you've got 4 choices here. And if you play them, it'll take you over to YouTube. So there's a direct link to YouTube from the website, but it has a store in it. And in the store are all of the different plants and fish that we sell, which includes a lot of natives and some local plants. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is the fish ocean in a bag. Has little seahorses, starfish. Yeah, I forgot the starfish. Seahorses, starfish. I wonder if I can make that bigger. Wonder if I can. Yes. Pipefish. There's a pipefish right there. Sorry for it's a little out of focus. Hermit crabs. And then if we catch any odd stuff, that gets included too. So a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, right. Let's get back over. Where are we? There. Ah. And now I've lost my YouTube. Let's see. Right there. James Green. Hey, James. Patricia. Good morning, Patricia. Nice to have you here with us. The greatest ever is here. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you. HB. Hello, hello, HB. Ruben. Hey, Ruben. Tam Shepard. Good morning, Tam. James Frank McDaniel. Hello, Frank. Good to see you. PHX Fix Fish at a Cascade Canister. I did this before. A Cascade that ran for 10 years. I've used a lot of Cascades. And generally, I like them. They do have a tendency to leak as they get older. But my experience is that virtually all of the canisters do. I think the problem, frankly, is that because you're setting this thing below the water level, it creates substantially increased pressure on all the fittings. It's as though the water level, which is 3 to 4 feet, maybe 5 feet above the canister, that's all pressuring down, adding pressure to the fittings, adding pressure to the canister, which adds pressure to the fittings. And there are a lot of fittings on canisters. I had a friend who brought, name shall go unspoken. I had a friend who brought me a canister to hook up to my 55 here. He's very excited about it. Happy he was able to give something to me. So we hooked it all up. It worked fine. I came in the next morning and the water level was down about a foot. And the floor was flooded. Fortunately, I'm on a concrete patio that slopes out toward the ground, slopes down and out. So the water had pretty well all run off onto the ground. None got in the house. But I looked, and he had taped a fitting, and the tape got wet and just separated and siphoned out the tank. So that's the real issue for me with canisters is so many things can go wrong on a canister. It has so many fittings and so many fail places that I just kind of give up on them. Although if you get a new one and a good one, and like a Cascade's a good filter. And hook it up, and there's little you can do to fail safe them. I think the best thing, frankly, is to not put them down on the floor. Get them up higher. They should be below the water level. If they're above the water level, although this is interesting. Now think about this. If they're above the water level, and they start leaking, they're going to leak slower for one thing, because they won't have the pressure on them. I'll tell you what I did at one point. I put the whole thing in the water. I had a 500-gallon tank. I put the entire canister, the entire canister in the tank. And of course, I didn't have a leakage problem anymore. And it was built in so that the pump was built into the system. It was not exposed. It was built in. It was enclosed and sealed in. It was a sealed pump. Not all have sealed pumps, but most do. So you really can get away with that. And that worked real well. Never had a leak problem. Occasionally would suck air from, I don't know how it managed to do it, but it did, and would start floating. But that was fairly easy to take care of. So you could do it with a pond, or you could do it with a very large tank, like a 3, 4, 500-gallon tank. Just put the canister in the tank, and you're never going to have a problem. That was a leaker. The main reason I did it. It was a bad leaker. Couldn't fix the leak, so that's how I fixed the leak. Now, there's a tip you're not going to hear anywhere else. I guarantee it. Fluval needs to fix their priming mechanism on their canisters. Yeah, it's true for a lot of the canisters. Um, Priming is always the problem, of course, and doing it in such a way that you're not going to flood the house in the process. Tam Shepard been using Cascade 1500s. They're awesome. Never had trouble, and I have three. That's good news. How long have you had your oldest one, Tam? Let's see, HB Roman. Are you new to the hobby? Who is he? Is it HB at Roman? Are you too new to the hobby? Roman's been around a while. Roman's been around a long while and has done some really extraordinary things. Fishing in fish tanks. Stephen Alex, how are you doing? Father Fish, doing great. Thank you. Trust you are as well. Fish Adventures added me on Instagram. Yeah, we have an Instagram account. Boy, I can't get it up. Excuse me. Maybe that helped. Also have a. Oh, that is Instagram. Okay. Maple Street. Good morning, Maple Street. Nice to see you. Great to have you here. I got one up on you, Maple Street. I've got native saltwater. We're just showing off my little pygmy seahorses. Let me see if I can do the glass system. This is really kind of cool. I haven't looked at these guys this morning, so I'm hoping we still. Oh yeah, Well, here's goodness sakes. Here's a little boy with babies. Let's see if we can show him. See the big belly? He's carrying. Look at that. These are pygmy seahorses. They get a maximum of an inch, and they are super easy to care for. This is one of the animals that was available on the back of comic books years ago. I got my first ones that way. Very, very prolific little animal. Boy, he keeps wanting to go to the side of the glass. Isn't that cool? They are amazing. Again, really easy to keep. Let's see if I got something else here. There's a light. Did I get him? I got him. No, I didn't get him. He jumped out of my hand. Yeah. There he is. So a little pumpkin. Now, these pipefish do get bigger. These are kind of babies. Well, they're not babies, actually. Babies are like a 16th of an inch long. And they will spawn at this size, a little bigger, but close to that size. All right. Kevin Rosenberg finally planted some Crypspiralis in my 33 long. Pretty plant. Nice plant. Maple say, you got me on that native saltwater stuff. Yeah, it is fun, isn't it? We're done lap. I don't know what he's responding to. Maybe we'll get back to it and see. Saying, put them in a trash can or a large stove. Oh, the canister. Yeah, if you put it in a trash can and the trash can holds the bulk of the volume of water from the tank, then a leak will never get on the floor. So that's another way to do it. Tam Shepard is saying the J-Dog nereids don't have a big enough foot to flip themselves back over. Yeah, that's true. They if they land upside down, they can't flip themselves back over the way many snails can. In saltwater, oh God, here we go. There are saltwater snails that are the same way. They can't flip themselves back over. You have to go in and manually turn them over. In the case of the saltwater snail, it's because they live in shoal areas, typically up close to shore, and the wave and tidal actions, the wave action actually, will cause them to roll and flip over. Roman is saying maybe your new energy came along with getting physically stronger. I'm not substantially physically stronger, although I am a bit. I was doing cardiac rehab, and they shut it down for the month of September because they were short-staffed and had to use that staff in the ER. So I'm hoping they've got that problem solved and are going to be able to do the cardiac rehab again. It made a big difference. I was only in it for about 2 weeks, but I was pushing pretty hard to try to achieve higher goals, and I was almost to my 20-minute time frame. I was at 18 minutes, I think, so getting close to it. So I'm hoping if they open it up again, I'm looking forward to going back and pushing through it. I would like to be able to get to the point where I can walk around without a lot of pain. Yesterday, I had to walk about a quarter of a mile, and it hurt. It hurt. I did it, but it hurt. Let's see. Saltwater, the wave action elk. Yeah, exactly right. Natural therapeutics. Nature has everything we need to be well. I believe that, HB. Absolutely do. Nicole Rowe. I use sponge filters in all my nanos. HOB in a small betta tank. And in my medium tank, I use sponge, internal and HOB. So, yeah, I think a canister filter on a small tank is just overkill. It's just not necessary. Now, if you're doing a saltwater tank, maybe 40, 50-gallon tank, I could see it on that. Although with the deep substrate, all you really need to do is move the water. You don't need any filtration at all because that substrate acts as a major filter. It does more filtering than any kind of filter could possibly do. Oh, Florida Fish Rescue. Hello. Nice to see you. We need to get together sometime soon. Nicole, hello, Nicole. Yeah, right. Roman saying large trash cans are always attractive in the living room. Couldn't agree more. Kevin, have you ever kept chocolate garamis? Yeah, I have, and I love them. I They're not available to me right now. I haven't got a source for them. Oh dear! But I've had them. I've actually had them for years. I had a fish room in my home 20, 25 years ago. I had them then, and I spawned them. I did not get a hatching, however. Um, and I talked to a woman who's on Facebook who's been spawning them and raising the hatching, and she said that that pH, a very low pH, like 5.8, is really critical for the babies, that they won't hatch in a higher pH. So that could very well have been the problem. Incidentally, I found a source. Excuse me. I found a source of low pH water here in Florida, which I want to introduce to some of the guys who are uh, into such things and interested in such things. Mainly some of the leadership in the Tampa club. I need to give them a call and meet them at this spot and introduce them to it. I tested the pH at 5.8. It's spring fed. I don't know how that happens in Florida, frankly. It's on coming off of a hill, so it's possible. I don't know. I don't even want to guess. That's part of the reason I want to get these guys out there. As you increase activity, lung capacity, your lungs push out the mucus. That's interesting. We're done like, huh? Well, I'd like to blame it on that, and I will. Ah, Petro, it's a Petco dollar per gallon sale. Oh, the Petco sale just started. Dollar per gallon. So I'll tell you what. When the Petco dollar per gallon sale came around, I always bought tanks for my shop because that was a lower price than I could pay at wholesale. The dollar per gallon sale. I'll tell you how they can do this. Petco, the company that owns Petco, also owns the tank manufacturer. They also own Seagrass. They own probably 50% of the manufacturing. They own, golly, they own near about every major manufacturer of aquarium equipment, and so they simply move it verted. They do horizontal transfer. So they sell they sell from their manufacturer. They sell at bulk price to Petco, which is, I can't afford bulk price, you know, because I'd have to spend $10,000, $20,000 to get the bulk price. 100,000 maybe. I'm sure at 100,000 or a million, their bulk price is going to go way down, and that's how they get away with it. That's how it's legal. Uh, so they're not simply transferring; they're working off of a list, but they're working at such big numbers they could that PetSmart can actually make money. What happened? Camera was unplugged. Really? My camera was unplugged. Here. I think I'm still working, but it's saying I only have audio on that camera. I'm gonna have to dope this out. I don't know why this is happening. Um, I guess I need to go back to Cam Mic and figure out. Yeah, I've been having trouble with this camera. Oh dear. Ah, my camera shows that it's working. Let me do this. Let me go off. Let me drop out and come back. Okay, so we picked up the other camera. That's weird. It's showing both cameras working. Huh. Anyway, well, I guess I'm back at least. That's a help. Florida Fish Rescue said I may be moving down your way. Well, it'll be fun to have you in the area. He's not all that far from me, up in Bradenton, which is about half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour north. Really, not an hour. Let's see. What else we got? Shipping ports are clogged. Yeah, deep breathing. That's interesting, HB. Deep breathing is a real key for me. I have to work at that. For some reason, my lungs don't expand. I think I shallow breathe for so long that it just kind of tightened my rib cage. So I have to really work at deep breathing. Shipping ports are clogged. They certainly are everywhere, east and west coast. Oh, Kevin said he got a 75 at $1 per gallon sale. I think I have to special order that, but that's pretty cool. A 75 gallon for $75. Can't beat that with a stick. That's a really good deal. Susan Campbell, hello, Sue Ann. Sue Ann, hello, Sue Ann. Lady Diane is here. We can hear you, she says. Yeah, weird. The camera's showing that it's working. It's just not picking up here. I'll have to go over on Discord and see if it's picking up on Discord. Let me do that just out of curiosity. I could actually stream from there, couldn't I? That would be funny. And in the process, be live. Let's see, I'm going to go up on live stream. Can I take you over there? No, I haven't got it set up yet. Let me do it. Share screen. Da-da-da-da. Volume. Okay. This is Discord. And what I'm going to do is go into live stream and voice connect, video, turn on camera. Now, it's the same camera. That's interesting. You know what's also interesting? It's the image is reversed. Son of a gun. So here we're looking at this is Discord. Very strange. Now let's see. Let me do one more thing. It's got a user setting. Go down to voice and video and to video and see if the other camera shows up. It does not. That's interesting. So this camera is showing, let me show you. It's showing that it's working. Well, let's see. Let me get back over here to me. It's showing that it's working. See the green? The green light is on. I'll probably have to reboot or something to fix all this. Well, curious. All very curious. Kevin's saying, I believe the 40 breeder and 75 are half off at $1 per gallon. I paid 114. It's still not bad. No, I would say, particularly for a new tank. I sold tanks $1 a gallon used. So, and I sold them. I certainly sold all the big ones. I wound up with a lot of 10-gallon tanks. But there were invariably people who came in looking to buy a dozen 10-gallon tanks. So it actually worked out pretty well. And the reality is I made more money selling used tanks than I could make selling new tanks. Lady Diane Roman, most women only use the top 10% capacity of lungs, especially after pregnancy. I too must take time to fully expand capacity. Yeah, I think if you don't exercise, then you don't deep breathe. And I did not deep breathe for years and years, and just, it's tight. Even my deepest breath right now is still not close to lung capacity. Rams could be kept at 80 degrees. That's pushing it. They can, but it's pushing it. I would not keep them below 82. I like keeping them at 82. You could probably get away with 80, but the problem is you get a little cold. Rams do not like to be cold, and cold meaning in the 70s. So you're right on the edge there. You can drop a degree from that, and you could be in trouble. So it's a safer temperature is 82. The safest temperature would be 85. I was with a fellow yesterday. I wonder if I've got these up. No, I don't. Who, maybe I do. Who had, this is something I need to show you. I don't know if I can do it. I'm not sure I know how to do it. Let's see. I'm going to show you some pictures. If I can, I think I can. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to take a deeper look, a deeper dive into these guys. These are. That is a pigeon blood. There are a tank with 120. It's pigeon bloods in here. The red with 120 right alongside them. These discus are all about 4 inches. Those are 3 orange, 4 orange, right there. They're kind of neat. Here comes another pigeon blood, and there are 2 or 3 more, 4 more back there. Absolutely 5. Stunning fish. A whole bunch of them. This it's a nice orange fish. Is a new color. And they're a Marlboro red, and these orange that I've not seen before. That's a white-faced Marlboro red. Pigeon blood. That's a red pigeon blood. And a pigeon blood crossed with a Marlboro. I don't think I've seen that before. There's got blue, the body is red with sapphires. With pigeon blood extensions. All of these fish. Kind of cool. some more orange.
hybrids
There's a
out
blue
of
sapphire,
the
white.
the stock that came out
Some of these
Asia
fish are
about
a
15
little
years
weak. There's
ago.
a pretty sapphire in the back.
Every single one of them.
Blue.
There are in the tank behind me some,
Okay,
some
now
wild,
this tank.
what look like wild.
This is larger fish.
Hey,
These
how
are
are
6
you?
to 8 inches.
Good to see you. Great. Nice to see you.
Yes, sir.
So you're returned and giving it
I
up?
haven't edited this.
Gonna
This is
say,
raw footage
That's a lot
from
to give up.
yesterday.
Yep. I got people in some that I don't know how many people have told they do a scooter.
So, now this fish is called a high body. It's not round the way Discus
Well,
typically
these are worth more, a few
And
more
it's,
bucks than
It's
10.
actually a morph.
They're
It
worth
has an
a few more
abbreviated
bucks
tail,
than 10.
which causes it to be. Here's another one. Causes
Awful,
it
yeah.
to be
Nice
compressed.
stuff. Really pretty. That's a nice Marlboro. Look at that. See the red? And that's a really pretty.
These are just
pigeon blood.
stunning fish.
That's
a
I think
pigeon
one of
blood.
my absolute favorites. Is the pigeon blood.
That's a Marlboro high body. It's called a high body. That's another one called a high body.
I'll be there Sunday. Can you hold them? No,
Very
no, no, no,
unusual
no,
fish. See the difference in the tail?
So when
It's
did you
actually a
decide to
stunted
do this?
tail.
To get rid of them?
What, last week?
All right.
There it is.
Have you sold any yet?
I sold some stuff here
You
this
can see
morning.
the difference pretty
I've got people
easily
coming tonight.
between those.
Uh-huh.
And back over to the
Well,
other
it's
one.
amazing collection.
These
of
are the
discus.
smaller discs.
I've never seen
Look at
a
that.
collection
It's an
this
amazing
big
or what?
that were all
Just mobbed in. Now they
that
were all
bought.
in excellent
Yeah,
condition.
4 years.
This guy
That's a
and
lot
they
of-
he did.
That's
This
a lot
guy
of
has
labor
not
and a lot of
bred
money.
any of it.
Yeah,
He bought every
we
one
put a
of
lot
them.
of bucks
So
in this.
I don't know what that's a
They're
demonstration
just
of.
really
He
gorgeous.
has learned to keep
Over
them.
here, he's a 6-month-old one.
I
Pretty
saw
well.
those.
I mean, that's,
Yeah.
they're real
Some little
healthy
babies.
looking fish.
You know what
There's
they
some
are?
babies in here.
No, they.
A little. I think these were red sapphires. They
Red.
said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be
So
interesting.
interesting.
Aren't
Ain't.
they? Yeah, I see some pretty blue.
So those are all for sale. Unfortunately, they're not at a price that I can afford to invest in them and resell. He's not been willing to come down on his price, much below retail. Aren't they are wonderful, aren't they, Lady Diane? Just amazing. Discus keepers are built different. Yeah, I would say. Absolutely true. Best temperature most aquatic plants. Right around 80 degrees, 80 to 82. They'll do fine at 85. Plants can take warm temperatures. HB, my dad does martial arts. Wow. Yeah, I am looking forward to resuming cardio rehab. Rohan, I very much want to do that. Mr. Gent, Blackwater Cloudy, I need help. Tell you what, Mr. Gent, why don't you, you can come up and we can look at it if you want. I recommend you go get over on Discord where we can spend time with you, be able to look at the tank and talk with you and get some really good help. We've got a number of people on Discord who are doing Blackwater and are really successful at it. We also have figured out ways to clear up or understand cloudy tanks. So if somebody wants to post the link to Discord, I think we had a few Discord people in here. Get over there and check that out, Mr. Jet, and we'll be able to help you with that. If you would like to come up, let me post the link again. You're welcome to do so. Well, I'm way behind, aren't I? Oh, the link is pinned to the top, but I just posted it. We're done. 5 minutes of slow, focused, thoughtful, deep breathing in through the nose, out the mouth. I do that to go to sleep. I do deep breathing and go to sleep. Puts me to sleep real quick. Carol Cox, I love Discus. May never keep them, but really think they're wonderful. They absolutely are, Carol. We're going to turn you blue, Carol. Nice to have you here with us. Turn off the video audio. Turn off the video audio. And then back on. Yeah, well, I got this working. I'm not going to fiddle with it now, but I'll try to do that when we're through here. What have we got? About 10 minutes. 78 optimal, Nicole Rowe is saying. Yeah, I dare say. They do well. Plants do well at room temperature, provided you're not keeping stuff down in the 60s like your room. Let's see. Rohan saying a channel doesn't exist anymore. Link on the community page. I don't know. J-Dog, suggestions are quarries that like higher temps. So keep mine at 82. That's fine. That's perfectly adequate. They'll be happy with that. Oh, here it is. Roman, a few months ago, you were promoting an aquarium channel. It's very natural substrate tanks. I don't remember which channel, neither do I. I had no idea. And somebody then said, the channel doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, there were some guys on YouTube doing natural tanks that I was pretty impressed with, and they seemed to lose heart. I don't know quite what happened. Compared to fish that can move across the water column to escape extreme temps, plants can't. Good point, Rohan. And it's absolutely true. Thermoclines explains a condition that exists in deep water, in which water varies in temperature as you go down. It typically gets colder. But there can be a warm climate, an undercurrent that comes like a Gulf current that'll come at a lower level. So it'll actually be warmer down below. Fish go in and out of those thermoclines. In fact, in Africa, the tip of South Africa, there's a thermocline that goes right alongside each other like this, like this. So this is cold, this is hot, and there's maybe a 10, 15 degree difference. There are different fish living in here than there are in here, and they're right butted up against each other. They just flow together like that. And they, because of the speed, I guess, the mixing is very minimal. So they maintain two separate climes. Very oddball situation. The warm climb is closer to shore, the warmer the temperatures. And so you find fish closer to shore that are more tropical and others that are more cold climb. And of course, that's getting down close to the Antarctic. So you got some pretty cold stuff coming up in there. It's a very unusual condition. That's where the cat sharks are from. Cat sharks are little tiny sharks. They get maybe 2 foot long tops, but you can get egg cases that are that big and hatch them out. And they're like 6 inches long. Pretty cool. I think I'm back. Let me jump down again. Posted the link of that channel on my community page. Oh, okay. Well, it's there then. I don't think I've taken anything off. I did move some stuff up, but I don't think I deleted anything. I hope not. Fish and Tactics. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you. JBP is here. JBP. is here. Hello, JBV. HB. Hello, HB. Deborah Shear. You made it. Good job. Rowan saying the Discus video couldn't hear you. Huh, that's odd. Wonder why. Roman is saying Tam Shepard is a darling. Yes, she is. She just posted the StreamYard link. Wonderful. Or I did, or somebody did. Who did that? That's funny. It says I did. I didn't do that. Who did that? That's funny. Let's see. I think I've covered everything. If Garrett Blackwater, I think it was Garrett. Yes, Roman, Tam. I think that's right. All right. I'm not going to go back anymore. A quarry that looked like a zebra pleco would be awesome. Yes, indeed. If I missed your comment and you want me to comment on it, repost, and I'm down at the bottom, so I will do so. Fishin said lurking. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Fishin. Very much. You too. All right. How we doing? We got 5 minutes. One more look at the seahorse and pipefish. Whoops, wrong camera. Here we go. That's a seahorse hanging onto a pipefish. And the pipefish can't swim because of it. That's peculiar. Look at those guys. These are Pygmy seahorses. I have them available in a product called Ocean in a Bag. If you go over to my website, fatherfishaquarium.net, you'll find them listed, and you'll be able to buy a kit. I also have instructions as to how to set up the tank. That'll get posted momentarily. I haven't posted that yet. So we'll need help with that, J-Dog. Yes. Nathan Fellenberger. Morning, Father Fish. Finally back in the steak question. My tank keeps turning green. I remember that being okay for plants, but is it okay for the fish? Will they get stressed? No, quite the opposite. Fish like green water. And if they're small enough, it'll provide nutrition for them. It's not in any way harmful. And it will clear up. It keeps turning green, he's saying. I add a lot more plants. You've got a lot of nitrates in there that the single cell algae are taking advantage of. If you have more plants, they absorb the nitrate quicker than algae does. So actually higher order plants will outcompete algae. So if you have algae in a planted tank, you simply don't have enough plants for the amount of nitrates that are in there. Flush my toilet lungs. Thanks for that word, Dunlop. Don't know how I can ever thank you enough. Yes, they are cute, aren't they? Thought that was my drinking water. I know. I almost reached for it more than once. Roman saying, this is the channel I was thinking of. I wonder if I'm going to show it. Yeah, let's show it. See if I can get it to come up. It's not coming up. Here we go. Oh, Garrett Everett, right. Garrett Everett Blackwater, 418 sub. Fatherfish and the channel explosion, it says here. And that's the last video he did on June 9th. So he needs to get back on it here. This is Garrett Everett. Really phenomenal tanks. Really, really nice stuff. Very excited about what he's doing. I'll have to get back to them and see if we can get them to start punching some more stuff out. What do they eat and how do you keep them? They eat baby brine shrimp. I include a portion of decapsulated brine shrimp eggs hatching with the order, enough to last about a year. So you get that as well. Nathan, thank you. Thank you very much, Nathan. Lady Diane. Bravo. Let's see what you say. My new ones are 2 inches. Discus, maybe? Don't know. How big should bushy nose be to rehome them? Mine are breeding like rabbits. 1 inch. And Mark, I'm going to turn you blue. Nice to have you visit us. Mark Davenport. How big should bushy nose be to rehome them? Mine are breeding like rabbits. 1 inch, even smaller is fine. They do. They rehome pretty well, transfer pretty well, but certainly an inch is adequate. I've had them come in smaller than that. All right, I think we're down to 10 o'clock. It is Wednesday, so I think Jess is not here, but I need to get some work done. So I'm going to need to plug off, and I'm going to try to get some videos made the rest of this week. I've got a couple of videos that are in the can that I need to get out that are going to be pretty exciting. So keep an eye open for that. Fish box talking about unnatural selection. Funny, yes, I do send the food with the ocean package. Fish box. Little random was watching a show on Netflix about DNA. One scientist was saying you can cut a zebra danio's fins off, and they have the ability to grow them back. I don't know about that. Well, I guess they do, if they don't die in the process. All right, love you all. Thank you so much. Good to be with you. We'll be back Friday evening at 8:30. Looking forward to it. We'll have a lot of fun. See you then. Bye for now.